Hi, everybody. Oh, there we go. Hi. Hi, everybody. We are live. Maybe it was my button. We are live. This is Wendy with Languages of the Lights, and I want to welcome everybody to our Galactic Gatherings of Light. If this is the first time you've ever tuned in, we are here to share and express and celebrate our love of galactic light languages. How it makes us feel. We love talking them. We love speaking them. We love the joy it brings. We love the healing. And I and Will like to get together, and Will's been started speaking languages not too long ago. So we've been, every chance we get, we like to get together, and we'd like to do it more regularly. But we just wanted to have an impromptu light language hangout just to share our love of languages, and hope that more and more people who are beginning to find themselves speaking these languages, that they have a place to come and share their own expressions in a place where they're not afraid to sound silly or funny or not know what you're saying, or to be able to express yourself in this new, well, we say new, but it's not new. And so I wanted to say hello to everybody. And hi, Will, my buddy Will. Will, I'd like to welcome as well. He has a YouTube channel called Reiki with Will. He's also a Reiki master. And we also enjoy the Aquarian fire energy healing together as well. And so with that, Will, if you'd like to say hello to the gang. And
oh, hey, Wendy. Gee, I'm at a loss for words. So
no way.
So yes, I love to speak, and when Wendy's around, it's just things let loose. It's the easiest way to say it.
Yeah, that's another thing that, yeah, a lot of things I wanted to welcome everybody first of all. So welcome, Will. Love you, of course, for being here. And we always have amazing times together. So I wanted to say hello to some new friends of mine that have joined us tonight. I'd like to say hello to Rebecca and Lori, and of course my dear friends Jody and Michelle. Love you all, sisters and brothers, and all of you watching out there. And I know that many of us have been talking today about, Lori is another one that I've just discovered also enjoys light languages. And we were talking today about activating and how we activate each other. And so when we are speaking the languages, we resonate. We each resonate with different ones, and we're actually activating and empowering our what's already inherently within us, that's already within our cells and our DNA and our memory and our star soul family tree. It's a part of us. And yet since we aren't separated from anything at all, we have to understand that there are literally limitless number of languages. If we can only imagine how many languages are just here, even in our own parts of the world, and then when you expand that out, how many languages and dialects are within that. Now, I'm in the United States, and we speak pretty much, I mean, of course, our main language is English, but we speak every language here in this country. And so if we can only take that out and out and out and understand the magnitude of the number of languages that are out there. And from an energetic standpoint, much of this information, and I call it information because much of it, as you know, we've begun to start translating this information in these light languages. But again, I will reiterate, as I've said many times, a lot of it, there is no there is no translation. So it's meant to be felt. It's meant to be heard with your ears and your heart and your energetic light body. And by each of us beginning to speak them together and out loud and with each other, we are activating each other. And so if somebody has the desire and the intention to, that they feel this is something that's stirring within them, that they too can speak them. And so is there anything you'd like to add to that, Will, on that note?
All it takes is the desire and the letting go.
Allowing.
It's just allowing, exactly.
Yes.
And even if you just come into Hangouts and just listen to somebody else speak, that's all that's necessary.
That's how I learned.
Now.
Exactly. I actually just learned listening for a long time without even ever joining a Hangout. I just sat and listened on YouTube to other light languages and other channelers. And sorry about that. Someone's trying to get in, and she's not quite sure what to do there. I will see if I can get her the link.
She got the
I'll see if I can get her the link really quick. But so a lot of this is when we're listening to the languages, we get visions, we get words, we get star systems, we get names. But mostly I get emotional, and I'm amazed at how I'm amazed at people's reactions. I'm amazed at my own reactions to them to begin with at the beginning. And I'm also amazed at other people's reactions to them. And I even am amazed at my own reaction to my own. So it's something that's almost, sometimes it's inexplainable. Sometimes it's uninterpretable, because it can only be interpreted by your chakra systems, and it activates our chakras. It opens up who we are. It opens up our connections to our star families. It opens up our connections to our spirit guides, our ability to connect with new types of information, new frequencies. It raises our awareness. It raises our frequency. It allows us to process and investigate information on a different level. There's so many different layers to this, and if any of you are familiar with Human Colony, it's been we have a Saturday webinar, and Jim Charles does a great job of channeling, as well as many others. And the reason I bring it up is because I've asked recently about the light languages, and so there's a lot of very good explanations which were to be had in that conversation in those Hangouts. And so I would encourage anybody who would like a little bit more information on all this to explore other people who speak languages, explore other YouTube channels, check out our other community of channelers on Human Colony, and see what the explanations from our extraterrestrial friends have told us about light languages and why we're learning them, and now of course we know that this isn't really new. It's new to us now, but it's been around a long time. So without getting too much into that, I just wanted to, anybody who's just coming in for the first time, or who's just now becoming interested in languages, or is just now becoming able to speak them. Hi, Shiny, welcome, Shiny Sean. Anybody who's been speaking them, or who used to be, and for some reason has been blocked and hasn't been able to, and wants to open them again. People who maybe you had an experience when at some point in your life in your church setting, and it was speaking in tongues. It really is all the same. It's all experiencing energy and information from another level, and yet I can't even explain how one day I wasn't and one day I was speaking them. It was just like that. And actually, it was a moment. I mean, it was like I had been hanging out for a while in Hangouts and been listening to them, and it was immediately something sparked in me. I was so excited. So I felt this urge all of a sudden to not just speak them, but what were they about, and why was I so excited about them, and why did I all of a sudden where did they come from, and how did I ended up speaking so many? And so there's all these questions that I have had, and many people have had, because they've come to me with these questions. And so I think we all come from this, maybe from different angles. Some of it, for example, Michelle, she tones as well. And so there's many of us who just by toning bring in the energy, open up the doors, open up the throat chakra. Just by doing these tones, we are able to kind of tap into a frequency we weren't really aware we could. So with that, I would like to briefly start with a light language blessing. I'd like to open our hearts and our chakras and our intentions to our spirit guides today, that we are given the gift of their languages, that are our languages from our families, that they bring us any information and blessings that are for our highest good today and for our expansion. And with that, I'm just going to have a really quick drink of water. So if anybody would like to say anything for the moment, or Will, if you'd like to make any comments, I'm just going to have a quick drink of water.
Water is life. Absolutely. I resonate highly with everything that you've said. And yeah, I'm amazed at the number of languages that are out there and the number of languages that that you and I speak. And I want to give shouts out to Sean. To me, I first spoke in a hangout with Sean, and I didn't start speaking regularly until the retreat Beyond Belief in Hot Springs.
Yes.
And
which was just this June.
Yes, it was. But I could speak regularly anytime I was in a hangout with Sean. So,
and I have to agree with you.
It raises my vibration.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because Sean actually was one of the very first people I met in Human Colony, and he was one of the first people that I actually spoke languages with myself, and was one of the first people I heard speaking languages. So I'm so happy that he's here today, because he was actually an integral part of my awakening and awareness when it came to languages, extraterrestrials, a lot of things. So I love that he's here tonight in our energy as well. So hi, Sean.
I'm just a reminder to both of you that I'm a reflection of the universe, so whatever you put back out, the universe is reflected back onto you guys. So I'm just being me. It's actually the universe that's walking through me. So much love to everyone here.
See why we love Sean.
Exactly.
Love you, sister. Woo, baby, how you doing?
Loves so many languages.
Yes, she does. And she's another one who when she first came in and we first started hanging out, that she was really, really impressed and excited about languages. And look, here you are. And she was another one who really kind of didn't think that she would be here doing this today and toning and just healing people and making them weep. Just like, you know, so there you have it, you know. So yeah, I'm loving that. So thank you too for being here too, my dear sister. Siatoshani akalia tasopoya laki sabnia satoso halaki. So no yapako laki itaresi kolangira sasopala aliana. Atoso sopala kero kolambira sotoshimi kiora kosasa. Sotoso molo kiara kisa niki turukona inkira sosopolorai litia. May you all find the perfection in your beautiful voices, whether you speak languages or simply speak from your heart. Satoshia, find your voice. And even if language, like light languages, isn't something that you necessarily want to speak, what it can open up for you energetically and multidimensionally is extremely beneficial, even if you're just listening, because of the frequencies that are coming through and the high levels of information that really we're receiving on such a high level that it's not even anything we're actually thinking about, but yet it allows us to process new information at a faster rate and a higher level, and it allows us to open up new doors that weren't actually, they were there, but just hadn't been unearthed yet or empowered within us yet. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just thinking about how it's so interesting, and this happened when we were at the retreat, and I taped, I recorded, because I didn't think I really spoke languages, so I was just gonna stand there and try it by the fairy tree.
Yes.
And then I asked Kim do you know languages? And she told me it was an aquatic and an Arcturian, and I was mediating between the two. But while I was standing there doing it, the funny thing about languages with me is, because I'm not getting translations yet, is that my facial expressions and like my tones of voice are like I was exasperated in this particular conversation because I was trying to make one species understand a thing, which is news to me. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was really exasperated in my tone of voice. I was like, like this is very funny. So a lot of times when any of us engage in this, it's really interesting just to watch the facial expressions about what somehow on one level, in the multiverse, on some level, you totally know what you're talking about. Even though, like, I may not.
I agree. I agree.
That's kind of an interesting side thing about languages.
That's funny you say that, because I've actually deleted videos that never got posted, because when I listened to it, because that's typically the only time I listen to my own videos is right before I post it, just to make sure there's nothing bizarre or in it. So, and so I can figure out what to call it. I've actually deleted videos. Oh, hi. Hey, Dom. Hi, Bree. And because when I would listen to it, I would like hear something in my voice that was either like, maybe I was upset or I was angry, and I thought, even even if it's not, even though I didn't understand the language, you could clearly tell I was distressed. And I thought, I'm not posting that. So yeah, I get it. We've laughed in languages, we've cried in languages, even though we didn't know what we were saying. So the emotion, that the power and the energy behind it is unmistakable. I mean, I broke down in tears. I've had people break down in tears with me. So I can't explain it. I just know that it's just something so powerfully beautiful that I've never felt such huge unconditional love ever.
I can second that.
So I have a surprise for everybody for their languages tonight. So if somebody gets the magic prize, I had mouth surgery and I need healing. So maybe there's some magic words that are going to be happening.
All right. Well, then there we go. She does. Yes, she does. So yes, I said, anybody who needs some healing, honey, you come and join us. So.
Tora hushanitiya takana heshieta satukuna uchiara no hukusho kona chaara hisini itia tanawatayata hayashana hukuto hosana uchiara taha okahashana ataya tasani hichi ora tohosana uchi urisi hichina anahana tiki atata hoya kana atasana atahukushini itisi itia atanahaya tatasanaha. And anyone who knows me, I ask the Aquarian fire to flow in, through, and around everyone in this hangout, and
Yes.
everyone watching on YouTube, in every way, and everywhere, and everyone, for the highest good of all involved. If you need healing, if you need enlightenment, if you need support, if you need activation, if you need inspiration, allow it to resonate in your heart, allow it to inspire and ignite. And just what it's been for me is, I never thought I was shy before, but ever since I've been speaking, it's just like, all right, I'm speaking in the grocery store, I'm speaking anywhere about anything. And I think it's funny, when I'm speaking, every once in a while, I believe that my intent can influence the language, and I'm getting the translation as I'm going along, and I'm trying to influence it with my intent, and it's still, sometimes it doesn't work.
I don't know what that was about, but you're welcome.
Tiho no hoshiata, wayakatana hata satashishi, sono ochitiki and hata tasahoto tushini tsisia, waratuk o tokono hoshiata, o takaya tatasana hata, isini chichihi netana hatisini ichisini titka, tihiaratana acha atahi katasana, tona hoso ochiara, urkanihi kana asha asayata.
This is the other thing that's funny, is when you know you don't understand cognitively, but you do understand and you're smiling and stuff.
Yep.
Exactly. Because I was talking to you, and you know that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I like that. I like that too. That is also an interesting side feature. When you're like, yeah, I totally don't know what you're saying, but I totally know what you're saying. That's
You do.
Exactly. And the attention, like you said, Will, and this is the one thing that we need to really concentrate on with these languages, is the intention behind what we're putting forth. It's no different than any other kind of magic. We've talked about that before too. When you put together intention with the idea of manipulating matter, energy, we're all energy. So with the idea of healing, when you put that intention with the idea of Reiki energy, Aquarian fire, source, when you put that intention together, with the languages and your heart, and you're calling in the Aquarian fire, or you're calling in the Reiki masters, or you're calling in your ET galactic families to help with their healing energy, the power behind that is we're becoming more and more aware of how multidimensionally healing this truly is. And it's not just on a physical level. We're talking about this trinity, this trinary healing process, the alchemical product, healing product of the body, mind, and spirit. When you're combining this with intention, with the languages, it creates a whole new energy that we're just, I don't think we're just now learning it. I think we're just now remembering it. And now add in sound and color and crystals. And so now when you start adding in all these things together, it creates this whole new powerful energy that we're just beginning to explore, yet is so undeniable that the emotion behind it. So I too do it. I speak it as much as I possibly can, and if I feel I'm in a place that I can't do it out loud, I speak it either under my breath, or if I sing, I hum. You know, nobody really knows what you're saying, especially if you're singing it, or if you're singing it in another language. It doesn't really matter. And I think the important part is to actually just to do it, because whether you're intending it or saying it out loud, the healing intention is the same. So whether you're healing a person, whether it's in the same room with you, or in your mind, that you're sending them healing, whether it's distance healing, or whether it's your community, or whether it's our planet. Right now we've got, you know, this earthquake going on, and so the power and there is no limit to what heal. It doesn't matter whether it's what we would consider a little thing or a big thing. It doesn't. Your intention is just as powerful, whether it's to send Michelle healing for her mouth, or a family member healing for whether it's any kind of an ill at ease, a resistance that's causing a manifested idea, whether it's a mental idea or a physical illness. The power is the same. So whether you're sending it to Gaia, or whether you're sending it to the multiverse, or whether you're sending it to yourself. And that's another thing that they want me to talk about is here too. We need to send these languages and toning and to our own. We need to start here, and we need to start with ourselves and intend ourselves. So one of the reasons I love speaking the languages is because I speak it to myself all the time, just because it makes me feel good, and I get information, I get messages.
Do you think it's always about healing? Don't you think sometimes it's really just conversational?
Absolutely. I just have a conversation. You're right. It's about having a conversation with your spirit guides, your ETs, your hybrid children. And there's where that's actually a great point, because that's where the intention comes in too, where you say, I want to have a conversation with I
never thought about it. Like, I never think to set an intention. It just starts like coming out.
And it does. It just happens. But think about the power now, if we can put the intention behind it too, and say, I want to connect to this, that, or the other. I want to connect to my ancestors, or my spirit guide, or what have you. Absolutely. I sometimes it's just, I'll actually sit and realize I'm actually having a conversation and I'm kind of laughing and joking, and then I have to laugh to myself and think, what were we just talking about? You know? So
I'm curious, do you think it's I mean, is there a consensus on, like, are we speaking whatever, like, wants, like say lots of people want to be heard. I've heard that idea, and then I've also like, or something I've been. This is a language I've spoken before.
yes, exactly.
Or so for instance, when Will and I on the last full moon, we did language.
Yes.
Remember what language it was? You remember what it was, Will?
Which one? There were so many different ones.
Well, it was just really back and forth, and he told me I did all these really cool things, so that was awesome. But I have no, I mean, I don't know what I did, but it was a really easy flow, and it felt like that, felt in my heart space like, I am my ancestors. Like, these are my ancestors.
Yes.
That's what
very much so.
Kind of feeling I got. And
sometimes
it just feels
I get that a lot.
Random.
Both. I would say yes, because I get that a lot. Like, I can almost tell sometimes when it is my ancestors, even if it's not something I've intended, especially if I'm in the forest. It's like I will get the visions, and I'm like, okay, now I know it's them. I start to be able to distinguish now the energies and the information, and I can tell now. I'm starting to be able to tell, or they'll just tell me. I'll say, who is this? And they'll tell me. But a lot of times you just know. It's like, can't you tell now between, say, like Archangel Michael versus your spirit guide versus your own angels versus your ancestors. Or I can tell if it's my Egyptian timeline coming in, or Lemurian, or I'll get all of a sudden I'll get this rush of information and visions, and I'm just weeping with the remembering of the feeling of I've done this, I've been here. I don't even really know how to explain it.
No, you're more advanced than I am in that regard.
And I wouldn't even call it advanced. It's just,
I mean,
awareness.
Your experience is vastly different than mine.
But that's the beauty of it is we all have different experiences, and we have a place now where we aren't afraid to come and share it. We have a safe space now to be able to come.
That's nice.
You know, exactly, and feel okay about talking about this stuff and about sharing, and these feelings and these emotions and these responses. And even if we don't understand them, I mean, I've been speaking these now for a couple of years now, but I can't even begin sometimes to express to people my experience though with this whole thing, because it's still every single day it's new to me. Every single day it's an explosion of information and emotions and connections and visions and names and places, and I can't even write it all in a day because there's just not enough time, to express what just learning these languages and the intentions on wanting to connect have brought to me. So with that, I want to allow others to speak their languages, and I invite others to make comments as well about their experiences. So I'd like to just speak really quick, and because I want to try to get the energy moving. And if somebody wants to go in if you want to put in the side chat, if you want to talk, or this is very informal. I'm not really, I kind of run these very informally because I really like the just the flow. So feel free to just speak up. Otherwise, if you guys want to go in some sort of order, that's fine with me too. But I want people to, or I'll just go by name if you want. I just don't want to embarrass somebody if they don't want to talk, that's all. But say, for example, like Lori, we were having a really great conversation today about all of this. And so is there anything that you'd like to add, Lori? Or if you don't want to speak, that's fine. Like to share about your languages?
I don't mind speaking at all. I actually was going to start speaking one of my languages. I have a new one that just came in. Not sure what it is. But I have a cold, so I tend to cough in between.
That's okay.
So I'll try to get through it without coughing in anybody's ears. But I have something that's trying to come through, so I'm just going to let it go.
Please do. Thank you.
Hoi taka isono mo itoko ashakata iso o la la itoko para suno mo koye taka iso no itoko la aso wa toko ba isa toko ra sana kai tu shumo ko aswa itoko isana yeshoko wara ticket ai toko rasuma koye tai tu shumo o shokotoi Atoi sa toro pa isoko warata aishua atukoba tu ai chopaka asokoro para itoko wachipo sayaka o ai utoko a aishoko ala so moya so oya itoko wa atushama aisuwa laka asunoma itoko wa I umakasuno koyeta ashokorata pako topra isakarata petuko wa ashaka Itokoraba, I toko a chikibra, I sokoraba, itotototo, I sapa, itokowa, ashabaku, katuwa.
Namaste. Thank you. Yes, I believe many of us recognize that language. I know that for sure. I know almost everyone in this room speaks that language.
Well, what is it? Because I don't know it.
Asonuya pa yeto ko yashashia ma yeto o enu yashasha ento ko apa kalaki osoto sipiki anakia to sopola etaki inamalako yasashia inama atu ko ershoko antaki sikia kia na maya wakashoko laki atasisi na olakoteri sopolo ko yeto ko ya shaniki bilaki soto shishipika lo ko yana bikia to sopolo ona yeto ko sopolo otahi Soto shapi lakia na iyo alakia tora sasapala kori elopuha. Santi kalaki soturupala kunjia sasapala inania soto shapi ora. Soto supola yana iya wa autu shapi ona ki tora sasapola ilo prabayana. Soto supilayana atura sapala ayana ko atu shapayuaniana sa. I would say most of us would say that was probably our friends from Sirius. There's some Pleiadian in there too, but primarily anybody else want to chime in on that?
It's funny when it's not coming out of your mouth, but somebody else, and you're like, I know that one. Anashukota anesikta asukoto ashukota nene he tukota singing the naya shukoto anene chikuto andakata shikoto aisekata anna dikukoto anesikota ainetkata ano what's kat aichikoto nane it's kota ishikata nane osukota anane shikoto chikata naya tata sete de kata na kata anne shikota dikata naya sekoto nane gakoto shikoto naya nane anane shikota naya nane shikota naya takata shikota naya osukota naya osukota kata shikata nana.
See, gosh, Noah. Go ahead, Will. I know you want to talk.
No, I saw something when Lori was speaking, that's all.
Oh, you did? Say it. Go tell us.
Oh, yes. So it was a woman. She was blue, but she didn't look Palladian or Syrian. It was like a transplant/hybrid.
I thought it was an
was like a
Arcturian.
Arcturian. But living on a remote planet in the Arcturian system, I saw this woman as a shaman, and
Yep.
she was shorter. She had little knobbies on her head that were kind of like yours, but not really, but going up in this way.
Mm.
I don't know of any alien species that actually have those things.
Just look at
But-
contrast.
It
Say
kind
what?
of makes sense to my drawings, Wendy. You know how they have the straight line and the little circles at the top. So it actually makes sense to these symbols that I just started drawing
Yes.
3 days ago, maybe. They're very
Yes.
new to me. I've never drew
And I'm so
symbols.
glad you brought that up, because that was another thing I wanted to bring up again about light languages is these written, these written symbols and things,
Mm.
are another form of these light languages. And so this is a whole nother realm of information that's been coming through. And I have to say, one of the very first times I had that experience was actually before I started, well, I can't remember if I was already writing them or not, but I started getting them in like visions and dream states where I would actually, and Sean was actually one of the first ones that happened to me with, where I was in a dream, we were in a dream, he was in my dream, and there was these just symbols all over the place. I mean, like floating in the air and all over the walls and all over everything. They were just everywhere. So, and then I just started writing them. So this is a whole nother new form of light language. That again, symbols and languages have been around since we've been around. But for us, this is new. This is new information coming through from our star families, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I also felt that Sean got information about your language as well. Am I right, Sean?
When are you talking about now? Or...
When Laurie spoke?
Yeah, although I was interested and I got informed that it was like a galactic universal language that they speak in our part of the galaxy. That it was actually, that was the language that was being spoken. So when I heard people say, Syrians or Andromedans, I was like, meh.
It's everybody. And
Yeah.
sometimes I feel that way too. Sometimes I feel that maybe what we're speaking is this universal language that's why we all recognize it, because we all kind of can speak it. And I'm noticing this not just with our group, but with other light language speakers, around the world, that we're all speaking the same languages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just like, well, if one person's saying it's Syrian, one person's saying it's like Arcturian.
So I thought it was Arcturian, but not regular, because there's lots of dialects. That was my impression.
And that's why I said too, we can't possibly even begin to. They might even be laughing their butts off at us right now, thinking, "You guys don't know what you're talking about." Because
Fodder for their entertainment.
So, because we're trying to again wrap our 3D minds around something that is just so big, that, like you said, I mean, it could be a universal language. It could be all the languages all put together, and this is the language of all the languages. It could be that this is an Arcturian speaking through the Syrians, it could be a billion things. All we know is how we feel when we get the information and we hear, say us a word or a star system, or a feeling.
So actually, I have a question for Lori, because she sounded really excited, it sounded like it raised up her heart, like Like your heart was going really fast, was it?
Well, I took this off so you can see me. You see how my body's just moving?
Mhm.
This is what's been happening since they've
Yeah.
since they've come in. My body isn't stopping right now. That's why I hid myself. Because when they come around me, my body just goes. Like, the energy is so intense, like right now. Overwhelming emotions, like my heart, everything's like, whoo, it's coming in fast. And I said to Wendy today, it's like everything's coming so quick to me that I'm unfolding things from years ago now. And it's just all coming together. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, how didn't I know that? Or this or that. And it's like they're just downloading so fast that I can't keep up with it.
Yes.
So when they come in, it is exciting because they're excited because I'm finally getting it. That's at least how I feel.
Yes.
When it's coming in at me. It's
They
like I'm
are
dizzy.
excited.
They're all right here. They're all
we
right around
feel-
here. It's like they're watching this with us.
They are. And we feel their excitement. We feel their excitement. So yes, this is about languages. So yeah, let Rebecca, please. Do you have a question? Do you want to speak, or did you want to ask a question about tones?
Hi. Yes, well, for me, singing helps. Like, there's a language I speak. I'll see if I can do it. I have to tap in. I'm feeling it might be mermaid, but I wanted to ask you if I can just. Say na me na na de na na de na me na de na na de me na de la 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 la. And that's just, an example. I wanted to know, what do you, if you're getting any kind of anything at all that you can tell me. I'm going to mute it because my computer is a little slow.
Yeah, I was feeling that too. I was feeling very, it's very soft, angelic. I also feel like water energy and mermaid energy. Were you gonna say something, Will?
Song of gratitude. Oh yeah. Yeah, you were clearly
Yeah.
gratitude.
I love her song. Yes, it's very it's very, yeah, I feel very water energy. So it could very well be.
So
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, people tell me to do this all the time, and I always forget. Is to like ask, like,
Right,
coming through.
that's what I do. I ask. That's the only way I know. So if you're getting that if you're feeling that it's mermaid, it very well could be, because we can't really imagine that which we're not the vibration of, and we have to remember that. So if you're feeling that and you're getting that, this is part of the message from them to us, is that we need to learn to trust that. They're saying, you guys are telepathic, and your telepathy is getting stronger the more you speak and sing these languages. And as Michelle just said, you have to ask, and then you have to trust that the information you're getting is real, because it wouldn't even come into your senses if it wasn't real on some level for you. So that is the only way I know, is by asking. And I will, if I don't already know before, I can sometimes tell when they're coming in who it is. But if I don't know for sure, I just ask.
Okay, I need to jump in a little more.
Mhm.
To me, it was a blessing to God and for all that you receive and for all the blessings and for life, for water, for breath, for the basic things in life and just all that is. Wahia Tanaya.
Isaka. I agree. It was very, I felt that the last time I heard you sing that, and it just feels like just a beautiful song of unconditional love and gratitude.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut
chills.
you off, Rebecca.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I really opened up the ability. Like I know that I'm developing a wider vocabulary the more that I sing, and it's more defined now, which is I guess practice makes perfect. But especially after I did a journey with Holly, so it's some spiritual traveling, the shaman style, and it opened up a past life of a mermaid, and I was actually a male mermaid warrior in this past life. And when I came back, it's kind of a long story, but it has just, I'm probably about at least 10 times better than when we got together last time and I sang a little. It's just come a long ways, and yeah.
It does make a big difference. It really does make a big difference. Like you said, practice makes perfect. But like you said too, I've been on a shamanic journey with Holly as well, and it's very opening. It opens a lot of doors, and so that's another thing that I encourage people, that in addition to the languages, explore these other avenues of your spirituality that excites you, because one feeds off the other. One door opens another door for the other. So if you think they're not related, everything is related. So yes, absolutely, explore these journeys. If you like oracle card readings, or if you like anything that excites you, it's going to open these doors to more facets of who you are. And then more information comes through, more languages come through, more exciting information and visions. And then we start to see visions of our own timelines. I mean, it's amazing. And now when we start meeting each other, we start experiencing our timelines with each other. That's why we're doing this. I was getting this big message today about light languages, and about how it's almost like this universal, like Sean said, this universal language that all of a sudden we're all singing out to the multiverse. And it's as if anybody who is in our frequency that's hearing it is being drawn to us just by magic. It's like we find each other accidentally, by accident. So I really think that I was getting that huge message today about all of us wanting, not only when we learn them, but we're so excited to speak them and share them. It's like this rush of wanting to share this love, and it's almost like we're all being guided to send out our sonar,
Yeah, thank you. This is so helpful. Thank you for letting me share. I don't want to hog the spotlight.
Oh no, not at all. And I'm just happy that this is what this is for, and I'm just happy that this is why we do this, and this is why we want to do this on a more frequent basis, so that all of us can get together in these places and do this stuff and open our chakras, open our throat, open our hearts, because it opens us up to so many other things. So yeah. I was waiting for Bree.
Mahati ko tashintiata to kro na haya to ko hanta haya to tiata to ikitio to tiato shintayo to kiato to tayata ha.
Chiakatoya soto sipe koya na hitozo sopalokoya na sitoro oyon korabesiana alokoya pa koya ashotosi pala antokoya pa ora. Sikieta da susamiano atokoya la kisa todos sopala ira kisa todos shoya shakoya mi antokosa sopala ira kotorosisa. I love using Brie as my example because it's been less than a year since we met now, and I remember her saying the same thing about being all excited about languages and oh my God, and I want to do that, and that'll never happen, and and here she is. So same thing, you know, and now when we get together, that, you know, that's all we want to do, speak languages.
Ikito to tia to tia shikiato. Pronto tiki.
Sikato shojabelakian oto sopola alaki soto sopali anaki. Tia shoto sipiki anaki sato soa alukuya. So there's this whole fun aspect to it, and then there's this whole, and I don't want to call it serious because it's all fun, but there's that aspect of this that's very, very, a very powerful healing tool. So it's everything in between. It's having fun conversations. It's sometimes I'll sit and have a conversation, or we will be having conversations with each other, and I feel like, I don't know, like I'm seeing us all on a galactic level sitting around our kitchen table, you know, just having this like big family conversation or something. So it's pretty exciting for me.
Well, I mean, that's just like the very first time I spoke on that dock at the retreat with the two other ladies, and we were going through a plethora of languages all at once, all of a sudden, after doing the mantras to open our chakras, and then we focused on the throat afterwards, and it was just so incredible. And then Will sits down and he's like, "Oh yeah, you know, it was your higher self, higher self, higher self, higher self, and the Pleiades who is laughing about this hilarious experience that you're having here, sitting on this dock on the Earth plane." I was like, "Okay, all right, that makes sense."
That was quite.
Why wouldn't that be the case?
And that was a great experience to watch you guys, you know, open up like that. So yes, that was I felt like a little mother hen, and Will was there that day too. So it was quite the emotional experience for all of us, I have to admit. It was
and since then, I mean, it's like all I want to do. I mean, just like you said, it's just it lights up my heart. It makes me feel, you know, in situations now when I'm in a pinch, if I just am like on the side or to myself, like you said, like under your breath, or even it's starting for me now to like go through my head, which is interesting because it is different, but it's almost like I don't know if I'm welcoming it or I'm sometimes thinking of things in light languages, and I'm starting to get some translations, but you know, it's not like full blown. So I don't know. It's fun. It's super fun. I'm loving it. The song.
You guys want to try? How do you feel about like doing like you say, like I see Bree, Jody, Wendy, Lori, Rebecca, Will, and then me on my screen. Do you guys see it in the same order?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think we're all, yeah. Well, yeah, I got Bree, Jody, Lori, you, Rebecca, Will, and me.
I'm wondering what it would be like if, let's say, we set an intention or not, a free form, and so one person says one thing, the next person in line responds, and the next person
Oh yeah, there. Okay, that'd be cool. Yeah, I know. I was actually going to see how you guys wanted to do that because I wanted to speak too. So,
Sure.
so that'd be good. Why don't
but
you,
Michelle, we are not in the same order. Just to
yeah, we're
clarify,
probably,
it's different for everyone.
I don't think we are in the same order. So we'll have.
So,
Yeah.
but still,
Well, yeah, it doesn't. Well, yeah,
I
as I
like
said,
that.
we don't have to go in any particular order, or we can just pick somebody. Or here, I'll. Okay,
Maybe
here.
if it just feels like you're supposed to respond.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
And we'll give everybody a nice pause and just see who jumps in and who jumps in naturally. We'll do that. We'll just have a nice natural pause, and then whoever jumps in jumps in. Asatoshi pikiala aisete siama alakoa. Onua toso koloko satashi ada koloko yapa ina kiatarsha. Look at Michelle.
I don't want to be like, I don't want to hog up. I don't want to be a hog.
Tieta pataya totoe ni hao ta shitio koro tantea ta io kota antia to soto ta anta ayeta aunt a kiat anta otieta is atieta otayeta ata otay kieta ta.
Anay shukota anay hata kota anay he shukota ay shukota anay he shukota anay shukota anay kota tata he shukota nanay shukota anay shukota anay shukota he shukota anay he shukota kata he shukota anay he shukota anay shukota anay shukota ha shukota anay anmani kota shukota anay shukota hay shukota anay shukota anay shukota anay.
Ai otoko pa'i o sakura I tekanama ai shoko so po I tai sakura I tapa tuku wala hai shoko pata tiko wala I topa kasarapo I sakara tapa I toko kopa sakara chi so wat chiko wala ta o to a to o sha a takapa to sho a oya takapo sha.
Very cool.
Ano ko shoto hana akatuha yama aliki taro shosho po oloko yama ila korompo ko siha satohi me ka alakoni ma orohona siti anda de sisi pila katura sokolon ko yara kesito sohana ina o korabali sati itoro ko ikima lakiwa otor shopikiana kata ita sotu ona atakila asasabilina no akato shopo oronko ya sita Kotarishia alakiba alakuna sotorusopolo rankiata itukuapa antuikia atuha shotukia na atula atukoyana sisiti ki la kondadasi balangayala sasaya sotorishimi la kola kitoro sotorishi kia atarusuha soni kia satisha diara kola goya anayandu akashaturi sopaloha sotusipuliana atiha nikoshaya I'm discovering today a lot of connections with Lori, and we just met, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah, there's just a lot of things that it's not that I'm getting a translation, but I'm feeling a lot of energetic connections. And I knew right away. I think Will picked up on it right away when you were first speaking too. So there was a lot of things that I picked up on today that I feel were kind of an addition to our conversations today. So the languages and the energy is very, very familiar to me.
Mm-hmm. I've always said that to you with yours. I get to see you on YouTube. So it's different. I get to see you. So I know I connected.
That's true. So
I knew there was a deeper level. I just didn't know. I wasn't aware until we started talking and I could feel your energy through just your words. It just right there, I knew there was I don't want to say something important, but there was an importance there that I needed to dive into.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why it's so fun for me to do these hangouts, because I can do videos all day long, but I don't get to hear the languages back. I don't get to interact with people in a video. I don't get to have this energy exchange like we do with the languages when we're talking to each other. So this is why we do these, so that we can interact galactically
understand.
on other levels.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
interesting too, Lori, because when you're sharing like the excitement of it, for some reason, like my heart chakra goes crazy, like happy. It's like,
Oh, that's actually magical, because I intended for everyone's heart chakra to be open, any blocks to be removed. It was for me, the intention was more to the heart space.
cool.
And this is what I'm talking about. You can't make that up. You intended that. She received it.
Yeah.
But that was not even discussed.
Right.
That's how this works. I can't explain it, just like we can't explain electricity, but we know it's real.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Aina shukatanaya satatayana ko sataya shukatanaya tatai shukatanaya tatanai satatanaya takototanaya sakototo shukatanaya tashikatana anayus kutatanaya takatsukatanaya satatanaya tashukatanaya sitikatanaya anayus kuta anaya takoto shikatanaya ananaya sukota anay anashukatanaya kototo suto Anay sikitata ay nayisukuta anay sukutana.
Nashina kia pala koetaya na ato ikiata shatiha. Sonu pale ataya mara koa satasiha. Tokea. Mamora la sita tia aya mara koea ki. Tokoe pala sita ya na koa payona. Sitarikisha shayuma oroko satarikia. Saturiki balaya satoya mara koahati. Toruko sapaliandarasi palain gyara sasashimaya rako. Sonyi malaki walakoti ananando koatokua. Saturushu shubiala ilmai wakatia. Soliani anako grapi. Sikilia na yawa o kuapalukwa. Satoshi baliandaraki. Sonua wakuha. Momorala yabako atakika tarasho. Satila ki mbakasoso pola halamaya. Itayamako tursopolonkoyashi tursala. Sani ananaka. Patorshi kadankia sator samiana. Monaya hila maya hoya lahi. Noya hilo. No maya lahi anaha. Sinaya hila maya hilaro. Oh, naya. Oh, no haya. Sinaya no akaya hilaya huna. Sorahi. Sonaya hilaya no. Shorahi noa. Sinaya hilaya tu. Siatoshi picator sole ananikia. Otorushu colandia sotor sola halamora katiaturqua. Mantlqua. Aluha tandia sotoshi kianda sa. Anoya tarashi. Tayonora kayomalua. Otoshia. Satia. Sotoruquambaya olora. Si tarakia no oya. Anipa kwa aturqua. Moto ya alakisa tasima yoara uya na kiato kwa kalaha. Satia na yo utu kwa palaya na ki sali. Antiki atarasa. Sotoshi ora kasi. Taya na iwa. Okoya tarasi. Solu rabia alakatorsa. Saliki tarasi na liya na nasa satoru sopolong harankiata. Aki maiwa alakiha. Maya likia toso porn dirisa sitara rua mora kahi ayikasa tatira niana sotoru shushopalahina atuha patoria shinara kayana kisa.
Hoshiana oto soyakana atasana hochiyata tadayata. I got a translation for what you did.
Yes.
I know exactly what you did because I was singing along with you. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. I'm sitting there laughing and singing at the same time. So the homework for everyone is to look up Galactic language interpretation of the Mula mantra. Okay? First of all, you sang it in Galactic. I don't even know what language it is. I just got the bliss of it. Okay? And then you went into go in explaining the meaning of it. And then you know what you did in the last part. Besides explaining the energy patterns of the body and the clearing out the chakras and
okay. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. No, so everybody gets to look up the Mula mantra now and its meaning. And
how do you spell it?
Moolamantara.
I was just going to say that. How do you spell it? Moola. Mula mantra. Was there more?
Yes. And anytime anybody offers a translation into English from Sanskrit, vibrate with it first. Read the language and then vibrate on a higher level, because no interpretation is ever correct. Okay? Allow the translation to be, allow yourself to resonate.
You know, that brings up a good point too, that about the translations, and that I like to call them interpretations, because truly we all interpret them a little bit differently depending on what we need and what our perception is. So I can't always say that, I can't even say that I'm necessarily translating a language more than I as much as I am interpreting what I'm getting, what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing, what messages they're trying to give to me, us, you know, to share. So I have to say, for me, it almost, I mean, is there a technical difference between an interpreter and a translator? I mean, as far as the definition, I'm sure there is, but for me, it's not like a direct translation of they said this word, it means this. That to me is a translation. An interpretation to me is somebody can interpret a meaning of a painting. Whether or not that was the intention of the artist is really, how are we to know? Well, we can know in certain aspects if they've told us, but art is up for interpretation, just like music. If you listen to a song, I mean, somebody can listen to even the lyrics and the melody of a song, and people can interpret it completely differently.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Perception.
Lori,
Yes.
you've been energetically, raring to go.
Go.
So I want to ask everyone else to quiet down so that you get to speak. So if somebody wants to speak.
No, it's not. I don't know. I know that my energy's really up there, but so I keep seeing, and I know this. Well, it might not sound weird.
Nothing sounds strange to us.
No,
so you don't need
but
to
I'm
say
gonna.
that.
Well, no, I know it doesn't. But I'm seeing a blue avian, like a bird, in front of me.
Yes, the blue
And I'm like,
avians who have been with me for 3 days.
I'm looking like, am I really seeing this, or did I make this up? Did this
No,
just
you're
like,
seeing it.
you know, because I read about them today, so I didn't want to, you know, create something, but I'm trying to make sure what I'm seeing is really what I'm seeing.
It is, and I think, didn't I even mention that to you today, or who was it? No, it was
Yes.
Jody. Maybe it was
You
both of you.
told-
I was talking about the blue avian. Yes, because Jody made me a blue grid too and sent me a blue picture and everything. And then I told her, I said, "No, I'm wearing blue today." And I
But
said
I don't
to her,
know what. Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
said to her that this morning. I said, "I'm telling you, the blue avians are here." And then I did a private session. Was it Monday? And no, Tuesday, and the blue avians have been here ever since. I said it then, and they've been like all around ever since.
Yeah,
The blue
I'm not
avian
hearing.
energy is, they're very
It's here.
heavy. Yes.
It is heavy. That's just it. It's heavy, and I don't know what's trying to come across. I'm excited, but I don't know what's trying to come out at the same time.
Well, the Blue Avian Collective is very they're protecting the whole earth right now, and their energy is being felt by us very, very strongly right now. Very strongly. Yes.
I had a fun experience with birds today.
I was just gonna say, and then you open it up, and what you found? A bird.
Sheldon's face. It's just his big old face, and he's Mr. Bird, and he's super mega connected to the blue avian. So that was a crazy thing.
Yeah, Sheldon Bird has actually, that's his name too, Sheldon Bird. But Sheldon is a good friend of ours, and he's very connected to the Avian Collective as well, and as well as others.
I think he was the first one that I'm aware of that connected with them.
And he
yeah, there's something there. He was one, definitely, as far as this time frame. So it's interesting. And today there was just these birds that were flying around in the sky, and they were literally doing tricks. It was like this whole group of birds, and I was at a stoplight, and it was just the whole time I was there. And then as soon as I started to drive, they flew right over my car, and I was like, oh my God, like it was crazy.
Well, and the more we connect with the energy, the more we see the more they do stuff with us, the more they play with us, the more they sit, and they'll dance in the air with us, and the hummingbirds, they'll sit right in front of me and just play and dance and zoom, and so they want to be with us. Once we're aware of their true interaction with us, they want to interact, and they interact more, and they'll come near us more, and they play with us more, and they talk to us more, because we're paying attention. It's just like anything else. If we don't pay attention to something, then if we keep putting our energy towards something, and that, say it's toward a person, and they're not responding, well, don't you just give up after a while? Well, the same thing happens. If we're not showing an interest or an intention or if we're not showing gratitude that they're here in our lives and that we're aware of it, then they're not going to stick around. So, and nor would we, we wouldn't either. So we have to understand it's kind of the same thing. So once we become aware of it, the birds want to play, the animals want to play. Isn't that part of why we all want to ascend, so that the animals feel comfortable walking up to us, that they know that they are in a safe place with us, that they have no fear, they have nothing to fear from us? That's part of what ascension is becoming sentient beings with everything, to be able to communicate with those birds. Now I think, like, that bird lands in the tree, and I can actually hear now the message. I mean, that's how close we're getting to this now. This is what this is all about. Exactly what they've been talking about, all these years, about this is the leading edge. We're here. It's happening. We're all becoming ultra sensitive, ultra telepathic, ultra empathic. We're able to hear the messages from our earth creatures now because we're listening, we're paying attention. We know the flowers make songs now. We know all of this now. We've always known it, but now we really are understanding its truth within us. And I believe the languages have everything to do with this, because when I'm speaking the languages out in the woods, those birds are following me. They are flocking toward me. So absolutely, I agree. I concur.
I keep being told to share.
Please.
I don't know what to share. I'm letting you know. So in case I jump out, well, that's what I'm waiting.
Aniki atoro shipiki ana koya pala ki toro sopalahina. Dukusha shopiki hitukwa. Sonotoi kala ki atara sipi la yena ki toro sopala koya shahina kwa. O toro sopaliana I toro sopala koya ishia I tiara. Sotoro shipila koya sasi I toro sa. Sono koya likisa sa shira I lakina kasa savila anuna kiatara. I told you today there was no accident that we met the day I was doing a light language hangout. So.
I know. Oyata isoko ay tupura oy sakatai tuko wa ashokaya isanama ay tuko wala isoko buti ay tuko wala ashokotoya asapa osho ay tuko wala asokowa itoko asakatapai asokoroba atakai asokoroba tata tutuko ay sapatai so wala osa tikisa to ay so odakapa tasukowa si. Okay? I guess that's an okay. Did you get that?
I got that loud and clear. Atia katima yuturu shopayentor kisahina yuturu koshoya. So torasipila yana kituru opora kasitarishi ay lakoyami iturua. So torashipialiana kia atorusapalia da kwa palungia. Shono kia palakotia sasai koramba shashaya otarisa. Sindarasi la yanana shokwa. Oporaki tarasi ayaniata okosho sopalai osotorisiata ilaki inana sopalakiana kitoro sopaliana asha shia. I'm laughing through the whole thing because as you're talking, I know Will's listening and hearing it. And we're just
it's so intense. It's very intense energy.
Yes, it is.
Oitai isekai tuwala ay shokoi tukoraba tosuma ay sokoraba itukowa lalalai tukowasha sowa ito to asakai tuwala ay shaka tosuma ay tukoba ay sokowala ay shakataba I oyatai sokowala ay tukototo ay sakai tuwala ay shakai so o itika ay iso wala ata. So to ay sakarapai ay sho o tokowa sukopata.
I know Michelle wants to say something, and the Arturians were just here. I said, yeah. I could tell right away. I said, Michelle wants to talk.
I saw him.
Anashkata ayantukoto asakata ahishikoto ananehishikoto atakata alinokoto tikata anatakoto chikata tesi tikata ananeshikoto ananeshikata ha nanakoto kochukata ananeshikata katachukata nanai tukoto asakata tikata anakoto chukata ahinanai ondata chikoto kota nanai sikata nanai hitskota nanai kota tatai sikata nanai chikota asakata antikata tikata antikota tikata atikata tikata and let's go to a sugar. I'll get a unco and it's got a take it's got the cut needs got is got I ain't got a night. And I is got the can I get a ticket to got a can I get a got unskid unskid and then is got to take it on and to chicken and and then he's got that I should got and I get got and I got I should got and I should got the name. That's I should got on that. Josh, it's got that net each good and then it's correct tonight. Yeah, what she said.
Ona no hoya ya shini ana hoya charkatasi. Ona na heya chaya kono hoya chawaradiya tananaya tata. Iya janu kwashaya kanahashia tata. Hiana atana ho tutsusono hoshishia. Waratasana achiki ni atana ho tuyoata. Naya asani shia kana watashi ikitkona hotusunati. Naya sha aya hana akoya ana ataya na atihasana. Hushia kana atayatana haya.
Sukotanaya.
Go ahead. Iaka. Iata taota. Yes, tora tantia tauka tahia toto shintia oto koronta yasoto. Hoya shana hauso kahantia oso kontoro ta ya ayauti ikiota tioto tontia ta ikia tioto shintia troto koaha. Ikatiatoa.
Sukotanaya taya, sukoto shakatanaya, tukutukatatanaya, satade shukotanaya, taktikitatataya.
Aya hante o ko shana haya ota ia o katantia o so karanta o so mahayanta o kaisi o to shantio kahanaya hatio ko toto tia tatayo toto itio ko tataya tantayo to kishitia toronto ho kia nahi o soto ataya no no naya tio ko toto 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 ko toya tishitio tataya.
You know what I love about
to so tabai so ko wa shuku wa datai so ko wala to ko shaka to wa I sokorobai ti sokowa hasakai to ashakai sola sumatai kai suwataya o sokowala tukowa sumaya sokowale tai shuwa tuwa o sowai to wala ashoko yeta asukura ayutukowa ituwa soto asuku wa achuku wala atakoba atsakoba ituwa yeshukuwa.
Shotakanaya tahota shkona nehe setatanaya tatatako shananaya tatasikanai. Anehi shukotaya tatasikanai hashukotanai. Onai sekatosho nai shukatasikatan. Onaya setateya nanai katata shukotanaya takatasikitanai. Anehi chikotataya nanai oshukotataya nakoshukotatanai. Anai shkutai nai shkuta katan nai sete te shkutana kapata nai sete na.
Naiata tio ka tato sa tio to. Yosho nia o tia koro. Naiata te oto kia tantaiato soka. Mai kiata. Ita titi o kota shintia o ti ko totoa. Mikiatisio. What do you love, Rebecca? You said you love something. You said, you know what I love?
Okay. I was I thought I was gonna type it, and then you're like, no. What I love is how you're speaking the same style of language, like, because I hear the same words, and I just love the way you both, like, the way you express your feelings and emotions when you speak the language. You all speak, I almost hear a different accent. like the way I love the way Bree speaks because she's so animated, and you can hear it with the pitch of her voice and fluctuates like when she's excited. And I love the way Wendy speaks because it's almost like an angel is speaking. It's so beautiful, and I just love it that it's the same words and the same language style, but you just have your own accent. And I just wanted to spit that out if anyone else is noticing. Just so many awesome characteristics. It's been fun.
Yeah. It is super fun to see that people have different dialects and everything, and even like the melding of the languages, and then sometimes like you'll speak like a mix of them, or you'll speak and then somebody else will say something in a different language and you'll change into that and then change back into the other, but it's also fluid. It's like there's just no.
Sometimes it triggers like one sound will trigger same.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Exactly.
It is just like Bree said. It's weird how you flip back and forth and you mix them up, and it's just like us when we speak our own native language, whether it's English or whatever. We all have our own way of talking, and I tend to talk really, really fast, and I actually have to slow myself down sometimes. And so even in our own language, we all have, our way of speaking, or you know how somebody will say like, oh, you've got a great radio voice, or oh, you've got a great, like, we just know people who have very unique voices and the way they speak, and or how we like when somebody has an accent who is from a place that's not from where we're from, and so it sounds so different to us, yet it's such a beautiful, and they could be saying something terrible, but to us it sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Because we don't know, so they can make it sound, really beautiful. So
you want the beautiful spicy shit pizza?
Exactly. So Willie, I joke about that. There's one of our friends, Brian, who speaks languages, and we get into these languages and we just laugh and laugh because of how he talks and how we talk, because he, oh, sonoko ashona hapoko shoha katila kitoha soko shoha kipaila kitora soya shikala noko. He can, so we can get really dramatic, and you can get sexy, and you can get, you can play with it just like we do our own language, even if we don't know what we're saying.
It's funny with replacing like any English words to anything, or like song lyrics or poetry, and then just like, oh yeah, yeah.
Bree and I, we were in the forest the other day and making videos, and we started singing other songs that we know, but in light languages.
It's super fun.
Like, didn't you sing "Happy Birthday" to me? In light
I did.
language?
I don't know what I said to you, but I said it was to the tune of Happy Birthday. And you played it for your son, who has no idea about any of this.
So yeah, it was like we were doing light languages to the tunes of songs that we already know, so that was kind of funny.
Yeah. I love it so much. It's so much fun. It's just, and the similarities between Earth languages, as we know, these are Earth languages. We all originated from the stars, from all over, and so we're just, there's just so much. It's all influenced from elsewhere, and then it came here. So it's cool to then pick up on that. So like when I speak Lyran, I so much start to resonate with like the Japanese sort of like frequencies, because it reminds me so much of Japanese, because it's so like just like Honteo kosha ta hayoto morote kyota shandoro ho maya tao ko ondo hote a anda auto ondoro honte aka ishanio tia sakato taya.
No, doesn't it just make you
don't
feel
know
like
that
a big
I've ever
giant cat?
What?
No,
What'd you say?
I don't know that I've ever spoken that. I'm just gonna be receptive to trying it.
It's fun.
Ono shukane eta taya koto tane heishi tene eta kano. Ane sikatone eta heishukota nane eta kahana heishukota ha. Ane heishukotane eta kahona ne shukotane eta tatane eta takahane. Ano chakana hadoto kona heishukotone eta ketana no. And then you do kota session and they atakata nayato and shikatana the katana, they shikota, I know to cross it and now.
Oh, Michelle.
How am I not like this really? How am I not a dude?
That's why I said to Brie, I said, when you speak Lyran, I said, don't you feel like this big giant cat?
You do. You do.
I feel like that sounds so, you're right, Japanese. I was talking to CAT the other day, and
Yeah.
I was just like blown away. I go, how is it you are not a Japanese woman sitting at the foot of Mount Fuji?
And then there's like the lighter versions, because like in Japanese it's like "Hi, domo arigatou gozaimashita." So then there's that was Japanese. So then there's like languages like
that actually was Japanese.
So
Yeah,
there's
yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, Brie actually speaks Japanese.
It's fun. I like it. So then there's like Fae and these other like Arcturian and these other higher up frequencies that are more they're lighter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot do that for long.
Yeah.
No. I can't do that.
I don't know what that is.
I don't
I can't do that's way too high for me.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That sounds like Little Fairy. I should be able to speak fairy.
And anybody speak up, just, unmute. You don't have to just hop in and talk, and yeah, nobody has to, just talk.
I just saw purple.
Cool.
I just saw purple.
It was like a purple orb. Really pretty.
That's a beautiful thing. See, then I always think, when I think of Arcturians, I see the color purple. I see this like indigo, deep indigo blue, deep purple going on whenever I feel Arcturian energy. I don't know why.
And then there's like
go
dolphin.
Go for it. Oh yeah.
I can't do dolphin, but I've heard it.
Yeah. I prefer to connect to them telepathically, because it's just way too high pitched for me to even try.
So much. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like. You remember the show Flipper? Oh. Can't do that long either. Nope. Not even gonna try that one.
Nope.
Sometimes those have like watery vibes, aquatic vibes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. I agree, Will. Mermaids and dolphins, and actually I've had the whale collective really in my consciousness the last few days too. So that's interesting that we're talking about this, because it all of a sudden when you did that, Michelle, it was like the whale, I mean the whales immediately came into my consciousness. I was like, okay, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I do mermaid or merman or both. And also dolphin. With the toning, not like talking.
Ooh. Yeah.
And the dolphins and the whales are the record keepers of Earth and other planets. There's a planet
And the
in
whale-
Sirius.
Well, and the whale are the oversoul of the dolphin collective.
Mhm.
Dia sotia. Amiko atara sepiana autoya palaya nayaba alakoya yesi. Sikia tara sami e palakatorisa palohema alakoya tayapa hajia. Sohama alakotoya palokoya ba awonoyabaki. Soto yapa alihi inaiwa alako soto shupoha. Soto supoha. I was getting the idea just a moment ago that well, one that we always go longer than I always think we will, because it's so much fun to get together. And I never want to stop. And I would keep it live all night. I really don't care, but but what I was just getting the idea that what I'd like to do, and well, first of all, I want to invite any other questions or comments or anything to do with light languages. And what I'd like to do as we kind of leave is I'd like each person, and maybe I'll call, I don't know what order to go in since our pictures aren't in, but what I'd like each person to do is to send out a healing intention, and whatever it is that you don't, just telepathically you can choose what it is in your mind and your heart space, whether it's to the earth, whether it's to your physical being, your spiritual being, the multiverse in general, physical, if someone you know needs physical healing, if you yourself need physical healing. What I'd like everybody to do who would like to speak and send a light language blessing is I'd like to take turns and have everybody do their own intentional blessing. And just speak from your own heart and let everyone hear in a galactic language, preferably, and it's okay if you want to speak in English too, but preferably in a galactic language, because what I'd like to do is I'd like to share the energy of the intention rather than the verbal explanation of it. Because as we were talking about earlier, we can hear each other's dialects, and you can almost hear the message sort of in the way we speak. And so I would love everyone to express their most heartfelt healing and an expression in light language before we go. So I think maybe I'll just go in the order that I see everyone on the screen, and I'm just going to go from my left to right, which so Bree is first.
Hi. Sorry, I had to do that. Okay. That's Japanese for yes, by the way. Okay. All right. Okay. Anehaya nahau soto korohante au soto kashanta. Iata. Ianaia hoto koahantaya ka. Io sotoronto ia sanya auto ahaya. Io so ahashanya auto koara. Autoa antia ki atantio soto. O ahaya nahau saya hantea. Moro anaya hanao saya tau to anaya tau kanta. Ia shantara hauso. O ania oso ahania tau ko nahaya. Ianto to araha. Ia sauso toto kashantiasa. Hianta soto horontia kataisa. Io sontia shantara hausoko, mantahia, manteo koahantea, ariaya tayo soanya, mahiakio, motoya. Namaste.
Namaste. What a beautiful, beautiful, heartfelt message.
Thank you.
It's just beautiful, I could tell. Hello, Shaheen, welcome. I'm so happy that you made it.
Hey, Shaheen.
Hi. Yeah, I thought I won't make it.
I wanted to introduce Shaheen really quick. I'm so happy he came in because Shaheen and I have been having a wonderful experience over the last couple of weeks, or maybe it's not even been that long, but he's started speaking light languages too, and recently, and he has been bringing in some light languages from the Sasquatch, and I've had the opportunity and bliss in receiving some of the information and my interpretations of what I felt that they were saying. And he also recently was bringing in a message from the Unicorn Collective, which I've also connected with. And so it was interesting because in talking about the energy of messages tonight, I actually, everything I heard them say in the Unicorn Collective message was exactly what he said after he said, well, this is what I think they were saying. And everything he said is exactly what I heard. So that's what this is all about. So so here we have another a person from across the globe again, who we met, and light languages brought us together, truly. And so yes, Shaheen, welcome. Would you like to speak some languages for us tonight? We were actually just getting ready to do blessings and wrap up, but I wanted to see if there was anything you wanted to say. And we were sharing our most heartfelt healing blessing out to whatever or whomever needs healing. And we would like you to do it in a light language so that we can hear your expression of joy and healing and bliss. And before that, if there's anything else you'd like to add, please do.
Right now I feel the Sasquatch keep pushing me. It's like you have to give you guys a message from them. So that's what I feel. So I just need a few moments to zone in and to them. And so yeah, keep talking and then I start.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. Then should I let somebody else go start speaking then?
Yes, please.
Wendy, did you say Did you say you wanted us to say what our intention was after we got
You
done
can if
speaking?
you want to, but you don't have
Okay.
to. But yes, if you want to, that's absolutely perfect.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to
Yeah.
just clarify. Yeah, because mine was really for Mother Gaia and all of her inhabitants, but especially for it's kind of the planet to get healed and rebalanced so that we're able to push forward on this wacky, fun journey of raising the collective vibrations.
And thank you for that explanation, because that's why exactly what I felt. And I said, thank you for that heartfelt blessing, because I could really feel that that's what it was for, that, you know, so I could, you know, yeah, I think we kind of start to feel each other's messages. And that's what I wanted this to be about, was about the feeling of the message. So I love that. I love that we can feel that in each other's messages. And that's what we were talking about earlier, about it's not about interpretation or translation sometimes. It's just about feeling it. Just like a song. You can listen to music that has absolutely no lyrics at all that can bring you to your knees. So it's all about the feeling. So, yeah. And if Shaheen's not ready yet, then yeah.
Well, I could do
I'm ready. I'm
Oh,
ready.
you ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, go right ahead.
Unkasahala kia kolahalni koni nahaka ya. Kisaha kola hakina kuhakajina hana hakia. Kusahani hakoya hakaina hakona. Koshahala haki kohadi hola hakonikia goya. Kishahala kiko hakana hakina hanano na hakiko na kia kona na hayokona. Kisaha kola hakina hakona kina na haika. Kiyahala hakina hona kina haina haona na haya. Hala hakia holi halalia halalia. Koya hakani na hakona hakin kola dikina kona hakia. Kishala hako la hakia hakona kina na haye kona ha. Kohai hola hakina hako nina. Kina hakasa kola hakikole. Kikahala hakiko. Kitahala hakone kana haika nina. Kishahala hakone ha. Holla halin halla halla nina akone ha nina na na. Ni kasala hakone kalaki akona mahana. Kasana hana kina. Kolna hakala haya holle kana ha. Kashinaha. Namaste. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Shaheen. That was beautiful. Thank you.
I forgot to breathe when I was doing it.
That is key. That was amazing, dude. Thank you.
Yes, breathing's good.
Step one.
I forgot I live in the third dimension world, do I?
Good job. That was awesome. You came in just in time. Thank you so much. I'm so glad.
Yeah. Meant to be.
Absolutely. Oh, that was great. That was absolutely great. Okay. All right. I'm going to go back then to left to right. So if there, Lori?
I'm here.
Okay. Are you ready? Would you like to give us a blessing, healing, a heartfelt message?
Sure. Absolutely. This one's more for everyone on the call, but also for my best friend's mom who suffers from sickle cell. Oya toko oya tapa I sokoraba I soya chaya sokowa asowa. He tokoba ya tokora I sadamakaya sowa I showa tokoba ya sokowa. Iso ito ashaka ito wa awasonoma ay tukawa soroba at tukawa sikowa na soroba at tukawa aso so isaya tuko to ito a asokowa asoroba asokoroba ay tukawa ahoshowa ito ko wala ahay tukawa ito to Ia ahayato ai shukowa ito na isukowa ahai to saya tukowa I shukowa na ituko ko ti samaya suwa iso ai to so to ai tuko wala asukoba asakoroba ai tukowa to showa taka.
Yishotoria. Mahala. Kiatoro Shania Tukia. That was beautiful, thank you. Nakuya Pondo Yashaniana. Namaste.
Thank you. Sorry, my whole body was just shaking and I couldn't even talk.
I understand. It's okay. That's why I get it. Thank you. Nyatoshi Agieta. Tiashona. Michelle, would you like to go next, my dear?
Aneshkotanaya satanaya tahayana. Aneshkotanaya satiti shikotana. Anesete katana, anekota sukatata shikotana. Anesi katana, shikotana, setiti katana, he tatashotana. Anaya kotsa sikatana, yatatahayana. Anasete shikatana. Anasete takotoshkona, he. Anashkutana Hirkutazona Nakata Anarikatsikatan Anasati Anaskutanai Anasukutanai Kotasutakanai Satatini Anasikotoshukunahi Anahi Sitatan Shukutanahi Tata Ishkutana A Saturday and the heart. Shakunana Satatana. Namaste.
Tiasotoshimena. Thank you, dear sister. Dokabariana Ika Kwapahina Wakatorisiala. Lisa. Rebecca, would you like to speak or sing with us for us again this evening and share your blessings and healing?
Yes.
Excellent. Whenever you're ready.
Nana me amara se. Nana me ane. Mana me ane. Kana me ane se. Mana ne ane. Mana ne yo. Mana ne away. Mana ne yo. Mana ne away. Dane. Ah. Ah. Mana ne yo. Hey. Namaste.
Oh, that is just so beautiful. You really must do more of that.
I'm a little shy.
I know, but you do wonderfully for being shy. And I know that when you're not shy anymore, look
Yeah.
out. Look out.
Exactly. I think the world needs more of that.
Yeah, that you have a very, very, let me start by saying we all are very unique. We all have a very unique way of expressing our love to Source. But yet when you hear a lot of these languages that are the same, when something is extremely different, of course it stands out. And so when we hear something we're not accustomed to hearing, such as that beautiful sound, it's one of those things that rings in your heart and you just go, okay, we need to hear more of that. And you need to get busy not being shy about it. So that's a healing olive in itself for all of us, to shine, open up, create more of these safe places for each other. Don't wait for it to happen. Don't wait for somebody to make a hangout. Make one. The more you make them, and do it on a private level, it doesn't have to be live. It doesn't. Do it privately. Start with 1 or 2 people. As I told Lori earlier today, you know, many people aren't comfortable with just jumping out and doing this out in the world and being live. And so we encourage each other to find each other when you've got a few minutes, even if you've only got 5 or 10 minutes. Say, hey guys, you know, anybody got a couple minutes? I really want to get some languages out, or I have a message I want to bring out. Or we have to remember something very important, that when we're interacting with each other, we're not just interacting with each other. There's a lot of eyes watching. There's a lot of energies who are watching our progress. This is partially about first contact. So when we interact with each other, even on a private level, it's being felt and seen. They see us as light. Remember that. So when we have an engagement and an interaction like this, even in this hangout, we just glow. Our essences glow, like looking at lights from space. That's what we look like to other energy beings. So when we sing or speak languages, whether it's in a big group or one-on-one or a couple of people, live or not, all eyes are watching, and the universe is expanding, and you're expanding, we're expanding, and we're all healing just by, even if you're just speaking it out loud alone. It's putting energy out there. It's putting a creation out there that never existed before. What you just sang and what Bree just sang and what everybody talked tonight never existed before. Those messages never existed before. So we have to learn to be humbly in awe of ourselves, to take our gifts and abilities and send them out to the world, because that's why we have them. That's the reason. So that goes for everybody who's watching this now, in this room, who will watch this later. That's what this is about. It's about getting together, reaching out, creating spaces for each other to be able to interact in this way, and it expands, and each of us expands as a result of it, even if we're even not in the same room or even in the same hangout. Because what happens is you have this experience, and now you go off into another hangout, and you start sharing your languages someplace else, and now you've carried the energy of this day and of this group with you to that next interaction. Now, even though we're new every now, we still carry that with us. That's part of our expansion, and that's part of how the universe expands. So it's especially exciting when we have new people that come into these hangouts and share their love or their curiosity or their knowledge or their own language and songs, because it brings us all together, and we're finding our star families this way. We're finding our like we said the other day, your vibe attracts your tribe. We're finding our tribe. We're finding our families. And so, yes, absolutely. Circling back to Rebecca, the more you do this, even if you do it in just private places or alone, the more you will become, it'll become easier for you. And before you know it, you're going to be like the rest of us, and wild horses isn't going to keep you away from singing. You won't be able to not do it. So so that's what this is all about. So I said that in a really long way, and I tend to do that sometimes, but I just wanted to expand on that. So thank you for sharing your beautiful voice and your beautiful messages with us. And there's some really gorgeous entities that have a lot to say through you. That I can tell you for sure. So, but that's for you to explore. But the more you do this, the more information you're going to get. So, definitely beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing. William. Nasito shuyamia to osoto shibi antu kwela ina soto sopa le ina soto roshi kai tarasami torasa.
Hoshikonohoshiata hayakanahati sorto hoshini tikuntohoshiata. Yeah, I have several, but you and I are going to alternate, apparently. That's what they tell me.
Oh, all right then. Yeah, I kind of had that feeling.
Hiyoshinoyo kanaya chichaharata niyagata sonohocho. Ura hono hosaya chahayaka nahoyasa. Ona hayach ana aikata sana acho. Oyaho toino saya wachaya. Ayakana osano hoshia sasayata. Ayana hakatatana satatini hishio kano hototo. Shin iki chishin hoya shaya hana. Ayawakana hasata sisia. Na haocho hoshia na katatasani hichisinia. O shuna hoya katataya tatasana acha. O na hosutatu no shawayacha. Aran hasa ocho hoya kunoso. Hushi ya yasha jani hisi itawadana. Warata sono hoso oyoshi. Ho kuno hoso tutu no shi arna. Waya kuno hoso so. O shuna hoki yasa. Ayasa nanatata. Watatasa shishu kuna yatata. Na hiyashi oso doku no hoso sushiata. Shishiaka ho koto to sushu kushiana. Ona hasa sha no kono chishi. Yaya no koshia. Ukushia. Sayatata nahayatata.
Ono koshia mianua katia tayena ya wasataya sataya baka yesho. Anikitoro sopaliana ki paroko yasati eana yoakia tuya mayawala. Ono kua palikia tarasi tarianda reki totoro shupol oramiana atia toro sopaki. Otorishipi aneawa akiti. Satingi ala ramakia sosopai maina ki ietaya bali. Sonura miana ati aliumana kawakasopala halaniana. Otoki pelakia sasashia porgoyana kitoro sopalapo. Sotuhi bayamana wa atiata ala ima oko. Toshi ayama uraki hiata sasa ila yama atu. Kitiki ala kiendara sosopalahaniana kaloramba. Satri andara sola. Sotoloyambala niandara lula liandara kiwa halokwa. Tololiandara hamayana ataha. Sayama hataya atoha katasa. Sahala amia a ana otoyo. Shayawa alakosahi. Otoya ayulohayana waka. Sihiti kintarsala. Soyuma awa otoya alahi. Ho toyoko. Sotuya. Iina ataya atasha hata otoyo kwa bososo. Soyewa. Ana ataya kwa shotoyo. Sotoyimba. Sotoya. Ayuna itoboa isati isotoshipu ulurasi. Sati imba yi utu yu shoporha ye ana ata alaha sa. Sotohia ma aluputori shapi owaha. Sikia sana ma ala. Iti shayiwa atosho. Hanakaha. Sotu payamaha. Lura sa. Sitiasa.
Hio kono oshiata watatani ichi. Hoi chisini atana ototosho hokoto ya chishiata. Nahi kishi tukono husa tuko husa tichikatana. Ayakawakasana kacha okono usuku hushi. Ayakahana atasihi chi no oto no hotu. Ayawachishana aikini chishini. Itako ho tutsunuhu. Taya watatasana okoto. Ono hoto kono hosa tatasuhu chishi. Aratasihi kini hacha awaratanihi. Okono huja okusona ocha ono hoto sono utu. Ina haisaya chashana hakata ho chishini. Ota sono huta tuhu. Uno waya chashaya hatana hakatatasana hitisi. Aya hoto no okono ochishuku yashaya. Ya hayechi in ukono otono okuhushiara tatiata. Ya hakana ataya hoto yara hayakananata. Na hoto kutuhushi atata. Na hayach atata sana ach okuhuya. Ya hakatana itinihi etosono hoto susu. Hayakana ayacha ono hoya cha arasihi akana hata. Hoya chana isini uono hoya tatono otono ho tutusunu huchi no ratasini ichiada ha no kunu achiada tasini hiti ototo o no hushichihi ni tikinihi na haya ototono ho tutusunu o ya hokono no chishuno otono suniyata na watayata.
Ono kwaya tiata ki aimora hasa talienda koyama oto yosopa sikitiki ana euraka sasisha yama uraki asata yamaha sila hile anakaha sotoruku amba ashate hua sotuku amba ala ilta sisayema awa ono ya ashahi soroma ala ki tiara liana noa kato ya sapoloko shahi Sikiantia sahiana oya sha ewa anua abaka hasha. Sotuki atayimba kola kita resiti alayima lur hakaya satorisisi. Sikiana atukaya palahenda rasa sopala aluran bakaye. Sotorisiki ana itoro sopala aniana o torikoya balora sisi aturukoya anua. Nashina, Nipa, Oto ya palahanua kasatua ma awahaku sikiaya oro sahalahi so kumbaya si ti naraluhanana koko o ona ya balahia soso saha sahia na atoko soto shupahi urhuma sikia la uniana wasatoha
toyo pa oroa, hatu, shoye mai walaye, sikiela kudera, sotoshia baura, ahata ke sotorasa, sonoa alupoina nima au ayana yetu a untuko a untu a ona ayana auto ayampu pasha ayantu ayaso sopa ayantu a una ola a anu to ushapi a tuaya indu ayantu a shopo no ala andikia so ayantu shopa a koya a ana a sopa a so
أنت 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 أوديك أنت إيش أنت يا أنت 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 كات أنت يا أنت 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 إيك أنت 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 يا كنت أتي أنت أتيش أنت أنت كات يا أنت أنت أنت
Nishotoya sotoya shahoma kwashu kwa sotuha shahaku hotwa shuna kawaho sotwa shahaku kwa tuna kahashu kwa tukwa shuna haku
Hai hauronte kiat au shontoro nai antao hoa ane hausha haneo hania kao toanta inta hea shanaoso ikania o nai hauto hoa.
shokwa. Yataya satia masotu shiapa olahina dua katukuya soto shipia kaina tosanya. Nisoa.
Todio shako oko no haya cha ai hi kanocha chara. Sana ha satatiki takono shuko tuku shiara ye tasana hatisiyata. O ya yaishi akana to shi si awatataka ishikana atitiki no hoko toshiwa. Ah, sakachi shawata tisana takani shawo tuko shukuna tisikiata. Ini hiora na haya chashawa baba chikata na isihi shi iki ora na hoso yochohoya.
No showing Guyana Hibuatu Hiana Okra, Anno Soto, no shondea Satayamba Ilahi Tia Atikishano Otoroshoba, Isitia, Aluhina Aikia Shuttle Hiso, Siki Ina Alakito Sopa Alikia, Soto Sopola Halahi, Soto Shumoraki Tia Halaki, Sonumaya, Ninianawala Ki Hayanura. Shiki etia soto sopolahala so nuawaka. Sinianua kalakita yana iwa kisani. Hoto sopola halaki sono soa. Inikilo rama awa anayawa. Honukwasa tia layana autua. Iliana nialo alohima liatukura soto siana kaha. Chikitia soto Sopolia ia yahana o antupo sotushua kanaya sayapa.
Hiyoko chohoya tasana ati kino hototoya chasariata. Ali hokotono soya tasiniti atakana watasini titara tohoshi kitiata. O nashia titi no hotokota no ochohoriata. Arakan hochi hesasokotoya chashanahata. Nana tatini chikono no hokotutushiata ataya chara hayatohoya chana. Exactly.
Will's excited because his ladies came. His satiana iso hana guacoloko satisha siki itasa solo ina kiwa olo sosopi itasa iso sobolo ina hata iliasa so olokoyana isa tashakoya.
So they said you guys could talk all night.
Soya kanosa ya tachishaya.
Bye, Michelle. Love you, Michelle.
You leave him, honey bunny? Okay, I didn't see it. Thank you for coming, my sweet sister. Thank you so much. I love you, and I hope you're feeling so much better. You have a beautiful smile on your face.
I'm feeling really blissed out, and like it's got me to this place of tired that is like obvious that I need to rest now. So,
okay, you're good. So yes, you go be restful and be healed, and we are going to say goodnight anyway here in a moment. So thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy you were here, and I'm happy you're feeling better.
Thanks, everybody.
Much love.
Bye.
Love you, darling. So I guess, yes, we should probably say goodnight. At least I'll go off the air. And if we all want to say goodnight privately, that's fine. But we should let our viewers leave.
Did anyone want to say any last things?
Yes,
Jody, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, if there's anything else, and yes, if Jody wants to say anything, that'd be great.
Yeah, well, you guys know I don't speak languages.
I know, that's okay.
I do this a prayer of thanks pretty much every morning, every night, where I kind of ground into Mother Earth and thank her for pretty much putting up with all our bullshit, you know? And then I call in pretty much all the angels I can think of and Saint Germain, and I ask to be like a conduit for the violet flame, send it through like everything, every particle of the earth and myself, until it kind of like bursts out through the surface and touches everybody. Hopefully that works. but
it does.
Yeah,
it definitely works
for me.
And I want to once again thank Jody too for everything that she sends me and lights up my world every day and telepathically sends me awesome stuff, and it's just amazing. So I love our connection too. And here's an example. You know, you're here, you don't speak languages, at least not yet, but you enjoy them, you listen to them, you watch my videos, you comment, you send me information every day. So your connection is just as deep as all of ours. And whether you want to speak them or just listen to them, and this goes for anybody out there, you know, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that you're here enjoying and sharing your energy with us, your light with us, is all that matters. So please do share. Okay. And is there anyone else other than, if there's anything else anyone else wants to add, and Will, if there's anything else you'd like to add as well?
Si horiagana ai tahi he no hoshi atkani hoyat kono hosi aranacho hayat kanahi achata kono ho Hiokonoshi atasasaya tasano hochiarara alhamdulillah hashokoyata na atasaya.
Hanaya hiyana hawa hanaya hi hanaya hanaya hiyana ha otaya o mahaya Nishoyani atwa kasi ayanwa otoyimba kola inderasi hanwa Amora ki tarisini ana alako tarisika patoroso. Munaya hiya boyana. Sianoa ka ayima aloko epasoso. Siki tarisini alora kasatari shimalora niana. Akoama aloko satariso pala hanora sasa. Sononia sotor soporahina ko alokoyama oracle sotorshi. Sati sasa. Toyama alosa.
Si hawara nayeshi.
Nokoya nahi.
Okosha nioka.
Mahalokoya. Minuaka. Shiatohiamea satashia atoya satoya sasoparia. No matter what language you speak, you are a sacred song. You are a sacred voice. And even if you have no voice, you sing in your energy. You sing with your love. You sing with your light. You sing with your heart. In any language, love speaks. Sonoyaka Satoshi Ayanaka Sotosimi la Atorisa Nasa. Through a smile, a gesture, a song. Your eyes are the windows to the source. Whatever senses you do or do not have, you are speaking the language of light. You are speaking the language of love. Speak it in your heart, speak it in your soul, speak it telepathically, speak it with your voice. Send your love intentionally, send your healing intentionally. When you speak, you allow. When you send love, you receive and allow love. This is your sacred space to speak the language of love, the language of light. Matoi shiniara alokuya alumaya ati. Sotosimi itu sotorshimi ituriasana. Akorandia sotorshi ayanokoa. Alusani ataya animiyanoa sasha. And your families hear you. Your guides hear you. And all are cheering you for being here in this now, in this way, in this energetic connection of unconditional love. We are your family. Niatuisamiela ki satoshi niarakolahana satarashi soneasa. We all speak the language of source, for we are all created equally in the eyes of the one creator. And in that we are one and a reflection of each other's light. Niatosi mera. Mahala, namaste. Dosonya.
Namaste.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bree, Jody, Lori, Rebecca, Shaheen, Will, thank you. Thank you all for being here. I hope you're all greater for being here. And all that are watching, know that we're all here for you. If you're looking for a place to join and share and be you and share your love and your light You have a place here. Reiki with Will. Reiki, Will is a Reiki master teacher. He also has a YouTube channel. Please contact Will also if you're interested in his healing abilities, knowledge, languages, and me, Wendy, Languages of Lights. I thank you all for being here, for watching. I thank you all for commenting, watching my videos, your love, your light, your sharing, your inquisitiveness. I love it all. Everyone who subscribes, I'm here for you. I am happy to do private sessions, activations, guidance, whatever it is that I can do to help you become who you came to be and to find your own inner strength, your own inner power. We're all here in this together. We are all have the same fears and doubts and insecurities, and we're all, you know, just wanting to figure out what it is that we're here. How can we best express our highest selves, the highest versions of who we are? And let's continue to create these spaces in your own community, in your own network of online friends and family. Create these places where we can all come together and just share and be ourselves and connect and share our experiences of navigating this multidimensional new awareness of ourselves in this three-dimensional reality, while we all are here helping to raise a collective, ascend a planet, to change the entire human race as we know it. And this is no small task, but it begins with these types of interactions. So thank you all for being here. I love you all immeasurably, more than I can ever say. I do what I do because it's what I love. It's in this now my highest expression of joy, and that changes every minute. And that's what we all are. We're multifaceted, multiversal beings with lots of different sides and interests. So let's share them with each other and show each other that, you know, we have nothing to fear, that we are here for each other. And we are all equal. We are not better, we are not less than any other being, any other entity, any ET, anything. We are all created equally and from the same one light. And with that, please know that the one is the all, and the all are the one, and you are the all. Namaste, everyone. Mahala. The light within me illuminates the light within you, and the light within you illuminates the light within me, and together we light the all. Mahala.